Hi, everyone. Once again, I hope we are all having a great day. Okay, so we'll continue from where we stopped yesterday, and I hope we managed to solve some problems. We practiced what we learned yesterday, right? I believe we did that, right? Right? Hello, anyone there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's continue from where we stopped. Do we have any question? Let's start that way. Maybe 1 or 2 minutes to take questions. Do we have any question from what we did yesterday or what we did on Monday? I know it's the last SQL class, so just turn your attention to that in case you're not aware. Okay, so no question. All right.
Can I ask a question?
Huh?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, that's why I said if you have any question.
All right, thank you, Idris. Well done. I noticed something in this query, like rather like Excel. No, we haven't done something like if, like select from this so and so if greater than or less than. We didn't do anything in this. I noticed why, but it wasn't because of those data we have does not require, selecting maybe greater than or equal to or less than or equals to. That's what I want to ask.
If greater than or less than, we didn't do it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the significance of doing that if you actually know that you can do. We did greater than, right?
Yeah, we did it doing the meaning distant, meaning, but it's fine. It's fine. I think it's okay. It's fine.
You can practice that on your own if you are curious about how it works, right?
Okay.
Any other question? Yeah, please go ahead, sir. Princess.
God, how do you address Princess as sir? Anyways, good evening.
I didn't see the name first.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I can ask regarding, I don't know. I'm having issues with this consonant syntax, right? I tried using it with goodbye because I wanted to see not just like the count but the name, but it's giving me error.
This is not the place to resolve that. Then you have your chat for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can bring it.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Any other person? Yeah, good evening, Mr. Harry. Please raise your hand first before you talk. So there's no hand right now. I believe no one asked question, right? Because I muted everyone. If you have any question, just raise your hand. Princess again? Okay, Princess. Princess? Okay, I hand it down again. So no one. Okay, Bucci, please go ahead.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, my question is on the query from mini project, the last one that said we should get the total revenue of moving from the country India. So I tried it yesterday. I tried to do the subquery, but I was getting an error until I went through Google, and I went through Google to find out how to do that. But the where statement that I used, Google showed me I should use exit. that it will work, and I tried it and it worked. But when I tried to use what you did yesterday on the first one that said where star equals to, I'm supposed to say where country equals to the subquery, but it didn't work. It will give me an error until I went through Google and I found out, okay, X is actually work because it has more statements from the first query.
Again, this is not something I can solve online. When you express, you should have sent it on the chat. That's why we have the Discord group. So it's not something, because I would want to see your query, and then I can tell you, okay, this is what is wrong with your query, or this is why. So if you found another way, if you found the other way to do it and got good, that's nice. And if you still want that same method, because I believe it should work, right? Since we did something similar. So probably there is some issue with your query and all of that. But again, the best way to check it is on the Discord, not here. Okay.
I'll go back to it. Get the error. I will send it on Discord again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, so let's get started. This is the last class, like I said, so, and I think to the glory of God, we covered probably everything that we have in plan from the beginning. So we've looked at joins and partly relationship, I just explained. And then we've looked at analyzing data from multiple tables. So project is next, which will be the weekend. How many of us are excited about mini project? I am. And I'm sure many of you are also excited about the project. But not to just really take you into the project that way. We will be doing something mini, right, on the mini level, and then when you get the project, you will it's something you are now familiar with. Okay, so today will be more of I will try as much as I can to engage you, so that you would be thinking alongside me. We'll be thinking together basically, and hopefully we can cover as much as we can. Okay. Before I start, there is actually something I thought to show you. So yesterday we stopped at subqueries. Maybe this will answer Mr. Buchi's question. I don't, but maybe. So if you check the definition of the query that I have here, the key point about subqueries. So it actually stated that subqueries are generally used to retrieve a single value, okay, a list of values, or a set of records. So it means that when you use your subquery, it's not only for one value, so which is the one we did yesterday, because we wanted it to return either Nicolas Cage or to return Wagner Bros, right, which is like one value. So but there are also other times where our query needs to return a list of values or a set of records, basically. So in that case, what do we do? Okay, so I will show you that final example, and then we will move to our mini, our project for our class project or classwork. All right, I hope you understand what I'm saying. So now let's start from here. This is where we stopped with the subquery yesterday. So again, I'm still going to continue with that movie, that movie database. Okay, but it's a different question now. It's not one of the questions that was asked yesterday. So let's assume that I'm interested in knowing the movies that are acted, or movies in countries that begin with I. I mean, we already did something like this before, but I just want to show you how subquery can work here, even though it's not like here, it's a waste of this thing. You know, they are always, like we established all throughout so far in the camp, there are several ways to do something, right? So the fact that I'm doing this is not really to show you that whenever you have a question that you should do this. I'm just showing you how subqueries work with set of values instead of just one value. Okay, So movies that begin with I, so of course, based on what you've learned so far, you know that you can do select all from movies prep, right? Where I should ask someone to tell me this. So let's assume we're interested in the country column, right? So country and not release column. Country equals to this. How will I write I? Who can tell me? Countries that begin with I. How am I going to write it? Today's class is engaging, so let's talk, please. How am I going to write it?
Percentage
I
with
then percentage.
I and percentage.
I am percentage. So will this query work?
No, use like.
Good. Thank you. I wanted you to fall for the try. If you had said yes, I'll just look for your name and then option to move for meeting. Okay, don't mind me, I'm just kidding. So when we run this query now, we can get all the countries that begin with I, right? So we have Italy. Of course, this is even another way. You could actually first check all the countries manually. Somehow, maybe you can go to your Excel and check it, and then you use where country equals to this or country. That's also a way, right? And then this is also another way, but you definitely want to do this one. So let's see whether we can also use a subquery to do this. Do you understand? So method 2 now. So what I want to do now is, because the whole idea is that go inside of my query, fetch me all the values that start with high, right? All the countries that start with high. So I can do something like this. I'm going to copy this query. I mean, this method is not it, but I'm just trying to show you how you can use your. So if I do select country from this and I run this query, this will only give me the country, right? Do you agree? This will only give me the country that starts with high, right? Now I can write another query. So I just want all the names of the country. So because now Italy is repeating, so I just want them to appear once. Who can tell me how I can do that? I just want each of the country to appear once. How can I do that?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Distance.
That person that said goodbye, one more chance. Leave. I will leave. I will remove you from the meeting. I'm just kidding, no. Okay, so now we have all the guys, right? So logically, what we are trying to do is give me the country, return the values or the records where the country is here. You get it? So it's like a list, right? And if you want to do this in with the other methods that we've learned so far, you agree with me that we can actually do it like this, where country in, and then you have something like this, and then you have Iceland, India, Indonesia, Iran, Ireland, Israel. If I was recording the video, I would have said, let me pause you. Let me pause. But I cannot pause you people now. Can you pause? Okay. So, right? You agree we could have done this, right? Also, but this is a long process, like someone said. So if you execute this, you would, we need all, right? So we need like everything now. We're not doing the names now alone. So if I do this, I will also get the same result as I got with this one, right? So instead of doing this now, we can replace all these guys with the query that will give us this result. You understand? So because there's a query that can actually produce this. Oh, I think I need to be keeping this query. So let me copy this in my this thing and then Control Z. Okay. So this now is the query that fetched us the distinct name, right? And this is also another way of doing it. And this is how your subquery can work. So instead of using all of this now, I can use, yesterday we were saying where country equals to, because, and then I'll write my subquery, right? Because it is just one value. That's why it said country equals to. But now that it's a list, your subquery is going to return a list. So you're still going to use in, just like we saw now. And then you're going to write your subquery. So I'll copy all of this, which will fetch me this now. I'll copy it here. I know this method does not make sense considering the example that we are using, but the idea is to just show you that your subquery, when it returns a list, this is how you use it. So once this one runs like this, first, of course, the subquery runs first, it's going to produce this value. So it's literally saying select all from this, where country in this, and it's absolutely going to give you the results again. So that's just the point that I want to show you here is when your subquery is going to return a list of values, you don't use equals to, you use in. That's all this story that I'm saying since that's just what I wanted to show you. And I wanted to show you that it's not only when you just have one value that you can use your subquery. If it returns list of values, you use the in. So it means where the country is in this. And the reverse, if it's like you don't want it, countries that begin with I, so you can use where country not in. By now, you already know that not negates. So if you check all the country, you see that I will not be there. Is it clear? Is it clear?
No, sorry, can you come again, please?
Come again to where again? Okay, 2 people said yes. So where should I come again? Where exactly? There must have been a point where you got lost. So where is the point? Or you want me to explain all the whole thing again?
So, this part where you key in the subquery.
Huh?
Just this.
Okay. Let me try to quickly, because it's not part of today's class. I just wanted to show you. So what I'm trying to say, yesterday we used subquery that returned just a value. And I'm saying, based on the definition that we saw, that subquery can also be used when it returns a list of values. All right. So however, what changes is that when you are doing that, it's no longer, because yeah, if you check your subquery, what did we say? We said star equals to. So because this subquery here is giving us one value, but now that they are going to give us a list of value, we use in, just like you would normally do if you are doing where in, then you give it a list of values, right? Just like the example I showed. If you still understand what that part of the video, it's not something hard, you will get it. All right, so let's move on. Yeah, Shemfumi, let's have your question.
Okay, thank you very much. I think this is understandable. But my question is that, can we now say that select all from movie prep, where country in that which you did, and not in that same I%, and we union the two table? Would that possible?
Experiment it and see.
I will do that. Let me jot it down.
All right. So Princess, let's have your question.
Okay, so I want to tell you that I understand this, but I don't know if we can use like a better yes, because it's just like, okay, we get the concept, but I don't know if we really like me now, we really like understand the concept where I need to use this and whatnot. Yeah.
Okay. All right. No worries. Let me give you another example. Another example is lame, even me, I know. But like I said, I don't want us to go too deep into this. I just want to show you something. So let's assume that you might not, the advantage of this. Okay, let me just move on. So let's make it more interesting. So I'm interested in finding out the sum of, we could even do it straightforward too. Let me see. If you are making me think. Okay, when I think of an example, that because the example I thought of now is like I feel like it's still, again, what I would just want to show you here is this guy. That's the most important thing. If you need another example, I think we might get a better example when we are joining with another table. That's where it really like makes sense actually, right? So you are fetching it from another like table entirely. So you need something from another table that is not here, right? So you know, sometimes you use subquery in place of joins sometimes, right? So instead of joining the tables, if you just need something, so let's assume that even in this example that we've been looking at, so let's assume that we have stars table separately, and we have a table for movies and has their key, right? So you can do an investigation about the stars and then use that result that you got from the stars, maybe like the top 3 stars based on something else, and then you now bring it to check their revenue in another table, that kind of thing. So this one that you did first is going to return a list of stars. So how do you bring them into this query? That's where so again, it's just about, I can't think of one, honestly, because I didn't plan. It was just a few minutes to the class that I thought to show you this. So it wasn't like I planned it. So I'm sorry if I did not satisfy your curiosity, but yeah, you can read this and see how it is used, more stuff on it. Okay. All right, so let's go to today's class. Mainly we'll be working with the ADW that you created yesterday. I believe many of us already did that, right? So if you have not, please do that. So I already created my ADW database and we have several tables here. So let's begin. So I'm going to I told you I'll be using this now, use ADW. And then I'm going to do view tables. So I'm going to do the first one, select all from customers. Okay, I don't like this style because of these guys. So select all from customers, and then select all from products. Okay. And then select all from orders 2022. So when I was bringing it in, I actually renamed mine too. I added that. I hope you know how to do that. When you are loading your stuff, you can change the name, right? We already did that before. Orders 2021. So just to check out the data, how they look like, I'm going to run everything together. Okay, so there's an error, invalid object name. Who can tell me what the error is? By now you should know all these things. What's the error? What's the error, guys?
Yeah, you are still on summer LearnCamp.
I want to ban Mr. Sunday from talking to us. You're always the one answering this kind of questions.
But I thought that this use ADW would have keyed it in automatically.
No,
That's
I've not run
But
it.
he didn't highlight it.
I didn't run it.
okay. That was why I kept quiet.
Yeah, Mr. So that was not actually. I know that I'm just saying that you always get the stuffs. So I wish you were not the one that answered. But like Mr. Isaac said, he wanted to say it, but he did not say it. So let's assume that he knew it. So so we have this guy. This is what the customers look like. As you can see, this is something you're already familiar with. Still the same database that we have been working with actually. Now we have something new, product. So just to understand what's going on here for these customers, okay, let me do them one by one. I think it's looking a bit rough. So now this is the customers. You're already familiar with this. So each of these key represents a customer. All right. So that's the idea. And they don't repeat themselves. So everything here is unique, right? It's distinct, basically. When we get to modeling, we'll talk about this type of tables, but for now it's okay. And then when we check product as well, we have something similar. So each of the products have their own unique key, right? So if you check all of these keys, they shouldn't repeat themselves, right? So because each of the key identifies the product. And here are more details about the product. So for this one now, this product subcategory. So the products have subcategories. So for instance, now you have like you go to a store, there's shoe, there is a bag, there is a cream, there is the seller of this. So like the shoes and the bag now, they can fall under, what do they call them now? Give them the name. And then the creams, and they can fall under cosmetics. So that's like category, you understand? So you can have more than one product under a particular category. So this is just understanding the business, understanding the data now. Okay. So, and this is like product SKU. So maybe like some kind of code to identify each of the product, but I think it's still unique as well, I believe. Then this is the product name, right? So this is the product name. So each of them also, I believe it should be different, because you cannot have two products bearing the same name in a store. Even if it's the same brand, there will be something that differentiate them. Like this one, sports 100 element, but it is red. This one is black. This one is mountain bike socks, but it's medium size, large. So that's that. But then you can have model name the same, because they're like sports 100, sport 100, that kind of thing. But the name is different. So just knowing the stuff now. So product description, product color, product size. So I guess all these ones with 0, they don't have size. Then all this medium, large, extra large, and this one are numeric sizes. So now this kind of data now, you can see that we have like a mixture. So we have like 48, and then we have like M. It's still in the same distance. It's not wrong, because it's talking about size, right? So this case, these are things you need to be aware of now while you are looking at the data, right? So you bear it in mind. So not like when you now do group by and you see M, you see 68, something is wrong. That's how the data is, right? There's nothing you can do about that. Except maybe, for instance, I think in Europe they use okay, I'm not 100% sure, but let's assume this is the case. So in European countries, they use like M, L, and XL and all of this for their clothes. And then in the US or in the West, they use numbers, right? So if it's an international store, there's a possibility that this is why this is happening. So it means they join the data from the US side with this guy. They join them together, right? So that's why we could have something like this. So in that case, what you could probably do is to find, okay, what does M mean in number, right? So you can find the value of M. So maybe M could actually be 44, and then L is actually like 60. You get that kind of thing. So if that's the case, then what do you think you can do? So let me engage you. So what do you think you can do in that case? Anyone? Yes, anyone? Anybody?
I
No,
think
Mr.
you
Tolly,
can.
no, hold on first. Let another person. Yeah. Sorry, I mean, I'm not trying. I just want, especially those that don't like to talk. Because now this is how your question, your project is like this. Oh, your project will be very technical this time. Trust me. So if you don't think, you cannot even. So what do you think we can do? I did not say anything. What did I say? I did not say anything. Use the where and case function. Good. So you can actually use your case function. I don't know about where though, but you can case function. So if you use your case function, you can say wherever we have M, return 44. Wherever we have L, return 60 this, right? And then if it's not those ones, return what you have. So by the time you do that, all the ones that are numbers, they will still return as number. And then what we have M, we'll have 644. You get there. Can you see the use case of these things that you've been learning now? So, but in this case, let's assume that that's not what's going on, that it's just the size like that. So product style, again, just check them. And then you have the cost of the product. So this is like how much each product cost. And then this is the product price. So product cost is like, when you say cost, what does it mean? What does cost mean? That's how much it takes to produce a particular product, right? So, and then price is how much you want to sell it. So you need to know some of these things. If you don't know it, let's assume it's not your field. Of course, you can always find out. You have a data dictionary that explains them, right? So that's just about that. So that's product. So if you check this orders 2022 is very descriptive. The name is descriptive. So this tells us that these are the orders that we received in 2020, right? So you can see we have order date. So this is the order date, the day that the order was made. So here you can see we have like on the 1st of January now, we have about how many orders now? This is like 4 orders, right? So you can see that this is a fact table, but we'll explain that later. So then you have stock date. So I guess this is the day that they added the product on the store. So if you are running analysis for their marketing department now, you might be interested to know how often or how frequent do they buy the product as soon as we place them on the stock, right? This is me, I'm already thinking like that too. I hope you are also thinking of different things. So for me, the moment I saw something like that, I feel like this can help us know from the time they placed it on the shelf to the time it was ordered, how often, so we can know the product that stay long on the shelf. You know, I don't know if it happens on your end, but you would notice sometimes when you go to some stores, if you go today, especially the supermarket, the big stores, if you go today, you could find maybe clothes at the front. I mean, the first thing you're going to see is clothes, right? And then if you go another time, you could find maybe another type of product there, right? How many of us noticed that in store? You've not taken note of that. Are all the products always arranged the same way in all the stores in your area? So what is responsible for that is, of course, there's someone behind the scenes who is analyzing. So we noticed that, okay, during summer, a lot of people tend to drink a lot of water, right? For instance. So they make sure that water is very accessible. So you don't need to stress yourself looking for water. So in that, once they run that kind of analysis, as soon as even if you don't want to buy that water, once you see it, you will just pick it because you can easily see it. That's also another way these are how analytics go behind this is how your data is used to really make a lot of decisions that you see around. Maybe you did not take note of it, but it's actually the way it is. So take note next time when you are going to a store, check where some products are. Go again, supermarket, not the mini stores. I like a really big stores that work with data. You would see that they do that a lot, and that tells you that they are working with data to understand customer behavior. So you might want to, with this stock data, you want to check which product stays long on the store before they pick it. So maybe a lot of people are not so much interested in that, or the positioning of that product is somehow that it's so hard for people to see, this kind of thing. So you might want to bring that kind of product somewhere to the front where people can easily see it. Maybe it will make it so, and then when you do that also, you try to observe, is there a change? That's how data, you can see data is interesting. So order number, I don't know what this means, but I guess this probably means the number. Okay, so for every order, you have a number. And this also, I believe it should be, I don't know, you might want to check, but I am guessing it shouldn't be duplicate. No, it should be. Yeah, I'm guessing it should be duplicate. The reason is because, you can make an order, right? So let's think about it together. I mean, we don't have a data dictionary, so that's why we are trying to rack our head. But it should be, because sometimes when you buy a product now, a product can have several. When you make an order, that order can have several products, right? So you buy a particular, just one same order. In that order, you buy bags, you bought shoes, right? So when I'm keeping record as the guy in the counter, I'm going to record your order, right? Here is the product. So the first one will be this one will be the first product that you bought. Still that same order, right? So the order number will be here. And then I'll write that order number again and then record the second product that you bought. So based on that logic now, I feel that this order number should be, should repeat itself, but it depends. So maybe there's another record that stores it the way I'm saying it. Maybe this is just, this particular table just stores orders, right? But again, this is just about looking at the data and understanding the data. That's what we are doing now. And this is what you will do whenever you see your data. Don't just bump into data and begin to do analysis that, if not, you will just do rubbish. So this is product key. Like I mentioned, so for this particular order, this is the product that was purchased. This is customer key for this particular order. This is the customer that made that order. Territory key. So we don't actually, there are a lot of tables beyond this actually. So I just limited it to this one so that we can do our class. And then your project, you would actually work with the larger guide. So there's actually a territory key, a territory table as well. So that territory, as you can probably guess, you have a key that represents each territory. So probably key 1 means that's United States, then the city and so on and so forth. I don't know how it looks like now, but yeah. So we have other line items. So I think this is the other one, but we don't actually need this guy for now, at least based on what we want to do today. We don't need it too. We necessarily might not need this as well. We probably need this. It depends on what we want to look at in our analysis, but we'll see how much time avails us. But of course, we need this guy. We need this guy, we need this guy, okay? And then we also need this guy, because this one tells us the quantity of the order. And if you check all true, okay, so I don't expect this to repeat because quantity of the order is just 1, all true. So it means that these guys are not repeating themselves for now. So because it's just an extract of the whole table, the table is really large. So I just copied the first 200 so that we can have our class. So probably if you check the other one that we'll be doing for your mini project, you might want to check and see the order quantity. If it's more than 1, then it means that there are some orders that are appearing more than once, okay? So now that we have checked that, again, when we run this one, it's exactly the same thing, just that is the name that tells us that this particular order is coming from 2021. So if you check the date truly, you see that here we are starting from January 1, 2021. Do you understand it now? So take this as a store. You have your customer database, you have your product database, and then you have the orders that you received, right? So the first thing you might want to do is to, because you want to analyze the total orders that you have, both for 2020 and 2021. So who can tell me what we can do? Because now we have them scattered. So what do you think we can do? Raise your hand. Don't type it on the chat. Don't type it. If you can unmute yourself, unmute. So raise your hand, I'll call you. So what do you think we can start with? So since we want to analyze the orders, what do you think we need to start with here? All right, Mr. Oluwaseun, let's have you. Yeah, I see your hand up, Mr. Oluwaseun, let's have you. Why is your hand down again? Are you scared? Okay, who else? No one? Union the order. Okay, good. So, as you probably, I don't know why you guys are not talking today. And if you're not talking, then you want me to just be talking, and I can do that, trust me. It will even be fast. But I don't want to do this because I don't want to do a lot of questioning in your mini project. So, except if you cannot talk where you are anyways, so no worries. So I will assume that you guys understand what I'm doing if you don't say anything and everything is just quiet. So if you look at these two now, they're actually like the same thing, but they are spread. So you have orders for 2020 and 2021. So of course, if you want to do comprehensive analysis for all your orders that you have received, you have to find a way of joining this data together, right? You have a record for 2021, 2020, you have a record for 2021. Okay, let me give an instance. So you have a list of students that attended your school in a particular session, and then you also have another list for another session, and you want to analyze the total number of students that have been coming to your school. So you find a way to join them together. And based on what we've done so far, what kind of, is it joining we are going to do or union? So he said it, we are going to union them. Why? Because they're actually the same thing, right? So we just want to update, want to add to the other list. Okay. So now that's the number one thing we'll do. Oops. Union the orders. There you go. So I'm going to do select all from 2022 union selector from 2021. Now, the question, do we use union all or union? So that's also something that you need to think of. Is it union all we use or union? So That's why all those talking that we have been doing. Okay, someone wants to talk. Okay, let's have you. Chioma, let's have Chioma first. I've not
Union
really...
all.
Union all. Why do you say union all?
It's going to bring the two tables together, everything in the tables.
That's if they have duplicates. Is that not why we use union all?
Maybe.
No, why do we use union all? I'm asking you. Why did you say union all? What is even union all? Based on what you learned yesterday. What's union hall?
I can't just remember now. Okay, union all will remove all the... I wrote it somewhere. Okay, I'm not too sure. I don't want to say what I don't know.
Okay.
Forgotten, yeah.
Who wants to try? Mr. Sunday. So it should not look like this guy mean me today. So let's have this.
Okay, we are going to use union all because we simply want to join the 2020 and 2021 order. We are not going to throw, even if a customer appears in both, we're not going to throw it away. We're not going to throw the customer's order because he appeared in both years. We're not going to throw it away. I think we should use, we still want the duplicate values to still appear. Good. No matter what.
Good. So if we use union now, let's check. Okay, and we execute. We have 378 rows, right? So if we use union hall and we run it, we still have 378. So what is the problem? Because I believe that except that now I'm not 100% certain, but let me see. If I run this guy, 332, 312, we should still have 332, 312, maybe. It's so hard to find. So why is it not? There is no duplicate. So that's what someone is saying, that there is no duplicate. So that's why we have the same thing. So like he said, you need to, that's why all the story that I've been saying since, you might think, why am I saying those stories? This is where it helps you know what to do. So if you are expecting, so you can see it's logical thinking now, because that a customer bought in, oh, I was even checking product key, that a customer bought in 2021, no, there will be no duplicate actually. Okay, let me explain. So based on his own logic, he's saying that once a customer repeats itself, and this is very possible because a customer can make purchase in 2020, there's nothing in the data that's telling us that he cannot come back in 2021 to make that order, right? So now the customer key is not unique, neither is the product key. But what it's going to look at is the entire row, actually. So if the entire row, like, is this, oh, how can I explain this? Is that even correct? No, that's wrong. It's up to, how can I do this now? I think I can use select in. I'm just trying to check all these guys. Union or return 378. I'm checking where the customer key. Even right now, I'm not even sure if it checks for the entire record, if it's the same as or not. Even me, I'm confused. Okay, but since we are getting the same result, let's still stick to union for now. Let's stick to union hall for now. During the break that we take, I will confirm that, because now I'm mixing it up with another software. So where it actually checks the entire record. So if the entire record in one row now, for instance, if it's the same as another place, that's when you can consider it as duplicate. So I'm mixing it up. So I don't know which one is which, right? So I will confirm that during the break. So for now, let's just stick to union hall since we actually got the same result. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So what I'm saying, okay, let me give you a small example. So let's assume we have just two columns now, two tables with just two columns. So you have a table. The first one, there's a particular record that has, in the first column, you have A, and in the other column, you have 1, right? So if you have another table that has A and has 2, it will not count it as duplicate because the records are different. This is A and 1. This is A and 2. So now I'm not even sure if the duplicate, this one checks, that's the SQL now, if it checks the entire record, or it just see that, okay, since I have AA, that's a duplicate, and it eradicates the entire. So I need to confirm that. So that's what I'm not sure of. So I'm mixing it up with something else. So I will confirm that once I have a break. So for now, let's just stick to this one. So we have this guy now as this. Okay, so this gives us our total orders now. Do you understand it? Okay, so that's good. So this is how we are going to get our total orders now that we have in 2020 and 2021. So now the next question is this. How many of our customers made purchase? How many of our customers made purchase in 2020 to 2021? Do you get the question? So among our customers, how many of them, you can have, maybe you went for a marketing campaign. For instance, some of us now, we take freebies in stores and automatically our records are kept as their customers. Maybe it was just a freebie. You did not even buy a product. You were not a customer. Maybe they did something free or something like that. So they have your record, right? You are included in the customer database. Just an example. So let's assume that's how they got their customer record. So it doesn't automatically make you buy a product, right? So if they're interested in knowing out of their customer database, which is customers, so which of those customers have actually made an order in these years? So can anyone give it a try? Let's think. What do you think we can do? There are several ways to find this, but if you have experience working with SQL before, I wouldn't want you to recommend anything that we have not done in this class. So any solution that you are recommending should be based on what we have done in this class. Okay? So let me give you 3 minutes to think about it, and then we'll be back. So this is the question here. How many of our customers made purchase in 2020 to 2021? So 3 minutes to think about it, and then I'll wait. Okay. Did I bring this here? Okay, let me leave the question open so that anyone who... So this is the question. How many of our customers... Look at the data, study it, look at what's going on, think about it. So how can we find the customers that made purchase in 2020 to 2021? Let me add to the question. Who are they? So who are the customers that made order? Who are they? So I need their names. So that's the who are they question. Who are they? That's their names. Okay. So let me check that union to confirm. So do we have anyone who wants to try? They are very simple questions now. And we can do it in several ways. So based on what we've
Can I
learned. So
try?
yeah, who is that? Sorry.
Okay.
Share for me. Okay. Do you have your query with you? If you can paste your query on the chat, it will be nice. So I can just copy and paste. That'll be faster.
What I did was contemplating, but
Did you run it and it's working? Don't give us a
yeah,
query.
actually I run it, but I haven't almost done. But when you said anyone, I think
Okay,
it's
so
from
make
where I
sure
started.
complete the query and then
Okay, I'll get back to you.
okay. So my guess is correct. So the union all it's when it's going to read the both columns, right? Okay, just give me a minute. Let me confirm this. I don't know, it's even confusing me more. I think I might need to use this example that I used yesterday to confirm it. So I'm still using this to buy time for you to complete your work that you are doing. So please, I even need to ask how many people are trying it. How many of us are trying it? Let me see your answer, please. Raise your hand. Let me see. So I know that I know the number of people I'm waiting for. Okay, 3 people. Okay, good. Good. Nice. Okay.
I try.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay. Well, can I paste
Can
my...
you paste your query? Just paste your query.
Okay. Okay.
And then I will copy and paste. That will be faster. Just give me 1 minute. I just want to confirm something here with this guy. So this is 5. This is 7. So when we ran it yesterday, we got union hall, we got 12. But when we did union, we got which this one is pretty understandable anyways, because okay, let's look at this together. Please, class, let's look at this just to finalize what we have been talking about the union. So when I execute this now, we see that there are 2 things that are okay. Let me run this. So you can see that we have David Kim appearing 2 times. So the result for David Kim is actually the same all through. This is 5. It's not only because it is 5. It's not only because it is David Kim, but all through they are the same. So this is 5. This is David Kim, 19, male biology. So they are all the same. So this is duplicate. Assuming this one is female and every other thing remains the same, it's not duplicate. Do you get it now? So for you to call it duplicate, it's not just where I got it confused was because the example I was looking at was just one value they were looking at. So if it's just to return one value, you understand then it will just look at one value. But here it will look at everything because every column has to be different. Okay, so what bro Sunday said earlier, it's not because of the customer key alone. That's what I want to correct, right? It has to check all through. So if all the columns that you are bringing out are the same with another, all the records now, like all the rows are the same with another rows, then it is duplicate. If it's just one thing that is different, then it's not duplicate. I hope it is clear now. All right. So let's please let me know if you understand though. Because there is no key in union. Don't forget, we are not using key in union, right? So you are joining everything together. So it's not like joints that you are using key. We already said that yesterday. So I hope you understand it. Okay. So let me check my chat.
I don't, Idris. I don't get your explanation.
When we run, let's go back here. When I run this guy, this is what I have. When I run this guy, this is what I have. The duplicates in both cases are this guy, these two rows. Are they the same? These two rows, are they the same?
Yes, they are. They have the same
That's why.
information.
Let's assume this one the way it is, you have this the way it is, and then this particular one, instead of biology, you have chemistry. Are they the same?
No, they won't be the same.
So then it will not take it as duplicate. So I hope you understand now.
Yes.
Thank you. So this is Mr. Sunday's code. Oh, we have many codes now. Interesting. So let me use your code. Join. Oh, are there multiple codes? Oops. Okay, I think I should have a copy option here. Copy. Good. So this is Mr. Sunday. This is what they call copied for me. Okay, I think I got it. I got out of it. So this is Mr. Sunday's code, not my code. I'm denying the code right from the onset like this. Is this everything? I think there are more. I didn't know. Why did I copy like this?
No, I think this I'm updating it, but I'm not.
You're updating it
because you just asked for the list of customers. What I did before was just.
What you did before was what?
Was the first question that you did.
Okay, now I'm asking for the list, right?
Yeah, so I'm trying to update. But what I just did was I just combined when I did union all for others 2020 and 2021. I just put it into a new table called combined orders.
Okay, so let's check his query. So we have order 2021 and 20. Is it orders or orders? Okay, my own is orders.
Yeah.
So we said that how many of our customers made purchases in 2020 and 2021. So we are just seeing his thought process, right? What he did. So he said select. Why did you created a new table?
Yes, to just add
these guys, right?
To store the union all of the 2020 and 2021 orders.
And that's I actually thought of it earlier, and I was even tempted to teach you CTs, but I don't want to confuse the class. But let me just look at the code first. So let's assume we just run this one first. This is the combined table, right? So yes. Then you said select all from customers.
Yes. So what I did was to use left join for the customers and then the combined orders. So in a way, it will match the customers using the customer key to match it with those that appear in the order, in the combined order table.
Can you explain simple in a more simple way? Like I'm a 2-year-old. This left join, why did you use left join? Why not inner join? Why not right join?
Okay, left join is because what I'm interested in is simply customers.
Please listen to him. Please, we are all learning together now.
So why I use left join is because I'm only interested in customers that appear in both the customers table and the combined orders table. So since I'm starting with customers table on my left, so I just wanted to just look through the orders table and then return every any of my customers that appear in the combined orders table.
Okay. So let me check another query if it's the same. How many of us agree with what he did? I'm not even sure if it's correct yet, though, but people don't use ChatGPT and Google. Nobody's using ChatGPT and Google. The fact that you saw an answer does not mean it's coming from ChatGPT and Google. Mr. Shion, don't let us remove you. So let's look at, this is Shion Fumiso. I don't want to run down your query because, well, it's good because at least you are making use of this stuff that we talked about. But, I told you creating tables is not something you should be doing. I only told you that so that you can master it. That's why we have subqueries. That's why we have CTEs, which I mentioned. But I think maybe subqueries should work just like Ayola did here. So let's check what she did. Is it Ayola now? Or who was that? Okay, yeah, Ayolua. So she said select count distinct customers as number of customers from here. Good. So what she did, your query would, I feel your query will work, Mr. Sunday. I'm just reluctant to use it because of this option of creating a new table, but I will. But I just want to check if there are other and see other people's thought process. So what she did now, okay, why am I even doing the explanation? So Ayola, can you explain your code to us, please?
Hi, Idris. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so since you said we should find the number of customers that made purchase in both years, and we had already joined both tables using the previous previous code. Yeah, I figured that since both tables already have customer keys, we didn't exactly need to use the customer table again. And that means what I'm looking for is in case I use distinct in case there are duplicate customer keys. That means somebody purchased in 2020 and 2021. There might not be, but just to eliminate the chance that there is. So I just, since I'm looking for the number, I use the customer key and I'm deriving it from my table, which is the initial query that we ran, and told it to count it for me.
Good. So, but this is count, right? So just you are solving one out of the two questions I gave. Because I actually asked for the list as well.
Well, I thought you said we should do the first part first. That was what I heard. That was why.
Then I said, who are they?
Okay, I didn't know that you had said we should go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Please try to do that. So, class, who understands what is going on here, or who does not? Okay, let me say, who does not understand this query? Let's start with this query. Who does not understand it? Okay, Abby. Who else? Did you write any query, or did you try to write any query, Abby, or your own end? I want to know even if you understand the question in the first place.
Yeah, I did not write any query from my own end, but going by our explanation, it now became like a drift from the original question. The question is asking for those that made purchases between 2 years.
Yeah.
And then when you are now trying to distinct them, meaning you are the person that made for 2020 and also made for 2021, does it mean our query is eliminating their purchase for the other year? When she now said she was trying to eliminate duplicates. But the question is saying we should check those that bought for both years. So how is it so? That's the part I don't understand. Thank you.
Okay. So this is the idea. You bought, I will be using you as an example now, and myself. So you made an order in 2020, and you also made an order in 2021, right? I made an order in 2020, but I did not make an order in 2021. And then Ayola made an order in 2021, but she did not make in 2020. Now, in those 2 years, how many customers have made an order, Abby? Do you understand my illustration?
Okay, with your explanation, no, yeah, it's showing that 3 customers actually made orders.
How did you come about 3 customers? You made one.
You said how many customers? I made twice. I made double in
2 years.
In 2 years, you made once, Ayola made once.
But your own we count as
since you are looking for the number, how many customer was your last question? I was thinking, I don't know if you scroll up a bit. Was it like how many orders, or is it customer? Is it orders?
How many of our customers? How many of our customers?
Okay, made purchases.
Yes.
Okay, made purchase is quite confusing.
Either it's purchase, either it's purchases. You made the purchase in 2020 and in 2021. You are a customer that made a purchase, right? You have made a purchase. So if you did not make in 2020 or 2021, then you will not be in that list.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So that's why she used count this thing.
Okay.
Do you understand now? Okay.
Yes.
That's an interesting way. I'm just doing this so that we can all try if you are not doing this, honestly, you are not doing yourself any good, because I really love that we do the mistakes now. We try to see things ourselves. If you don't understand the question, just let me know. So going back to Mr. This answers the first question actually, but the questions are actually two. This answers this one. Where is it? Where's our code now? How many customers made? So that how many customers? So you are counting them. So this query is going to answer that question, right? Of the number of customers that made purchase in 2020. However, it's tricky. The reason why it's tricky is this, going by what we have learned before. What if among you, a mistake happened? Maybe there was, I can't explain how that mistake happened, but there is a particular customer that was recorded in the order, but we don't have that customer in our database.
Exactly.
Ayola, are you there?
Yep.
Do you get the idea? Because now you have limited your counting to the others customers. That's the total number of customers that were recorded in our orders table. Just like the issue with student and enrollment. Do you remember? So in student, we have the list of our own students. But it's possible that somehow, maybe a student from another school, or maybe due to malpractice, or they hacked the system, something, and a random person just enrolled himself in that exam. So if you count the number of students based on that enrollment, you might be counting student number 7 or 8 that we don't have in our student list.
Sorry, Idris, but for these particular data sets that we are working with, our customer table, that I'm restricting this discussion to how many now that made orders. Our customer table does not.
Of our customers.
Okay.
You might be right. I mean, the answer might be right. I'm just telling you the best way to do this.
Okay, so you're saying there's a possibility that some of the people that place orders are not on our customer list, right?
Not on our customer base, yeah.
Okay.
Do you understand it now?
Yep, I get that.
So if you use this method, if that's the case, because when you do analysis, you have to look at the other side. You have to think also. That's why you're an analyst. What if, in case there's an issue? That's how you can be sure that what you're analyzing is 100%. And that's why I was giving you those examples to understand that, okay, it's possible that what you expected, because this is the issue when you are joining tables together, right? So while this is okay, I wouldn't recommend it if I were to be doing it like a. So what I would rather do is find a connection, just like Mr. Sunday did, between our customers so that we can be certain. That's how we can be certain, 100% certain that the customer that we have in our orders table is among our customers. In fact, it could be that maybe we have a new customer. What don't you think that, Ayola? It could be that it's a new customer. Let's even be realistic. So if I'm purchasing for the first time in 2021, you might necessarily know, as at the time of probably doing this analysis, you probably don't have my record yet. What if that's the scenario? And you are interested in, like, probably you want to issue incentive to your old customers. So if you count them like this, you will get, there will not be a balance. So you have to relate it with the customer database so that you are certain that they are your true customers that you have. So in that case, joining will be a better option. You have to join, right?
Yeah, so, sure. I'm reviewing it too. Yeah. Okay.
So let's now take a look at what Mr. Sunday did. So he joined customers with this guy, because now I believe everybody understands what he did here. What he did here was simply this particular query that we have, right? He created a new table because now we are joining two tables together. So me, I would prefer to call it orders instead of saying combined data. I prefer to call it orders. Okay, so I can know that those are the total orders, like the orders that we received. So what he did now, executed this, he created a new table called orders. So if you refresh your tables now, you already know this before. So you have, where did I do that now? I hope it's in ADW. Okay, I think I need to refresh again.
Yeah, it will take a while for it to show.
So we don't have orders. Wait, I know these things happen sometimes. Just give me a minute. ADW tables. So we have, oh, it's still coming as combined orders. Did I run it before? Maybe.
Where you
let's
wrote
all into combined
you didn't
orders.
change it.
You didn't change it into.
Thank you. God have mercy on me. Thank you, guys. Thank you. This guy is doing this. He's misbehaving again. Okay. So this is where we should change. Thank you for spotting that. Okay, so when I run this again now, and I execute it, right? So I will have orders. Do we have it now? No. Okay, let me refresh now. ADW tables, and then we have orders. Okay, so now it means that this orders now is like our entire, the two orders table, 2020 and 2021. So what it did was to join customers. So going back to what we have been explaining since, in order to be certain that the customers that we have in this list, in this our orders table, are already in our database. That's how you can confirm it. So what it did was select all, even though I wouldn't do that, but let's just run it and see. So when you run it now, because it's using left join, it means that all our customers in our database will appear, right? All of them, because our customer database is coming first. So all of the customers in our database will appear first, and then they will join. So in a case where any customer in our database have not made order, you will see it. So, but to answer that question, I don't think maybe doing it that way will work. So let's scroll down. Let's scroll down. So when we scroll down now, we'll see that these customers, we can see them from here. We can see that their order details is no. So what does this tell you? It tells you that these customers here, these four like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, they did not make any order. Are you getting it now? They did not make order because we brought all our left table, which is our customers table, the customers that we have in our list, and then we joined it with this guy. So this will not answer our question properly. The way we can get our question is to use a right join instead of left. So because when you use a right join, what am I even saying? We want to know customers in our, okay, yeah, we can, okay, let's use this one. So what we'll just do is, we'll just use, who can tell me what we can do? Who can tell me what we can do?
We'll just select where order dates is not null.
Yeah, exactly. So to know the customers now, because like I said, these customers here are the customers that did not buy anything. As you can see that their ordered information is null. It means that there's no record of them inside of our orders table that we created. So they did not make any purchase. So to know those that made purchase, it means these are the customers. Do you understand it now? So it means that logically where so you can take any column now. So you can say where your maybe order date or order number is not null, or anyone you want to use. So I will just say where, or let me use customer key. So where customer key, which is here. So, but the issue now, okay, let me see if someone will get what it is. Where customer key, please, let's stay muted. It affects the video. So where customer key is not, who is that? Can we stay muted, please? It's not. One is mute. I think I'm echoing now. Can you hear me, guys?
I think someone should put off his.
Is well. So where customer key is not no. You guys will make me do what I didn't want to do now. So where customer key is not null. Now, when I write this query now, guys, look at it. I'm having an error. Who can tell me what the error is and what I should do? Raise your hand. Please drop your hand, Mr. I don't know if you are raised. Okay, now, who can tell me what I can do here? Customer key is not null. So look at the error message. Who can tell me what's going on? Anyone? Anyone? Yeah, Mr. Sunday. Yeah.
Okay, so I think you need to state the table where you are picking the customer key from.
Because it's ambiguous, right?
Yes. But also, I'm looking at this thing instead of, so I'm looking at the code now, I'm trying to improve on it. Instead of doing this, why don't we just use inner join? Because we just look for where both tables intersect.
I'm working on your code that you gave me before. So I'm following your code. So we'll check it together with my own method or with any other method that we have. The point here is I don't want you to think that only one way can work. That's why I'm asking you to come up with your ideas. You understand? Because this is the level that we are now. Everyone, it's not really like we've seen several ways to do the same thing. So it's all about knowing what you want and then getting the result that you need to get at this point. So if this is going to give us the same result, why not? So I need to specify the customer key that will be known because we have customer key from the orders table, from the customers table here. We also have customer key from the orders table. So is the one from the orders table that should be null, right? So if I say orders dot customer key, so it's going to check where the customer key is null. So when I run that query now and I execute it, I will have these customers left. So you see that we no longer have that null, right? So now the first question says count, right? Is that not what it says? It said how many. So to answer the first question, I can do count of all. So let me take away your last code for now. Thank you so much. So when I do this one, I get the count. So we have 175 customers that made purchase from our customer database. Okay. And then, no, sorry. When I run your own, can you see now? Your own is 182. So do you see that there are differences now? All right. So when I run this one now, it is what? 175. So to get the list of the customers, all I just need to do is to say what? So I can do, instead of count, I will do first name and last name, right? So first name. So assuming we have done full name now, which is part of the transformation you know how to do, that would have been a better thing to use. But since we have not done that, so I will just use first name and last name. So when I run this one now, I will get the 175 customers that have made orders before. So if we want to do any promotion for our old customers that are still patronizing us or that have patronized us in the last 2 years, these are the customers. So this is how they find the customers that they will send email campaigns to, or they will send promotion to. You might be wondering, why is this particular, why they are sending to your friend, but they are not sending to you because you don't spend on the network now. So they've been sending to your friend who has been patronizing it. This is the analysis that goes behind the scene to observe customers' behavior, relate it, and then make decisions. So the second way, which he mentioned, was that instead of using left join and doing all of this, why can't we use inner join? Yeah. So if we use inner join we immediately find the customers that are in your customer table and then are also in your enrollment. Very simple. So you don't need to be doing where this is not null. So let's try that and see if we'll get the same result. So I'm going to do the count one so we can easily see the amount. So let me method 1. So this is method 1. I'm actually not doing best practice with the way I'm commenting. So I should make it more readable and all of that. But you know how the class is. So this is method 2. Okay. So now I'm going to do just join. And then I don't need all this one again, because once you do join, it will only bring where they have values together, right? So if I run this houseware, I would have 175. So either use this one or this one, that of them works. You understand it now? So I know it's probably somehow for, but I don't expect it to be difficult, because that was why those explanations on Monday were like that. If you really understood what we did on Monday, I don't think you should have difficulty understanding this. I'm just trying to create a balance, that the fact that you can join tables doesn't mean you just see tables, don't be joining them, don't be joining them. No, you have to join. You think about the requirement, you think about the situation, what do we have? What's the issue? So when you get your questions on Saturday, don't just see questions and say just pick join. You have to, where is it right join I'm using? Is it left join? If I use left join, what is this consequence? It means that some people here will bring, now you require technically, we've gone beyond tools. The issue now is not, can't you do group by? You can do group by, you can write group by, you can write this thing. Now the issue is thinking critically, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, some of you are even ready for opportunities, because the only tool that is left is a visualization tool, and it's just an upgrade to Excel. So right now, your analytical mindset should be getting sharper, should be thinking beyond just the tools now, looking at the data, seeing it on what others are not seeing. You should be seeing it at this stage. So that's why we are doing this. So let's have a break. We've not had any break so far. So let me allow you relax for 5 minutes, and then we'll be back. If you have any question, I will take it, because I know maybe some have questions. So 5 minutes, and then we'll be back. So anyone with question? Anyone with question? Okay. Let's have Habi, yeah? Let me set the time. Please give me a minute. Yeah, Abby, please go ahead. Okay, I need to, because you guys there was a noise earlier. So Abby, yeah, you can unmute now.
Yeah, it's break time. Not really questions, but while we're doing this last check, I was also brooding over possibilities, just like you were saying. I noticed one of the constraints you had with Ayola's code was she did not make room for perhaps maybe customers, new customers, or those who are not yet customer but actually made orders. And I was thinking our code, if we run it, is going to shrink the number of customer, while the other one that we elaborated, we actually maybe expand it, but it now became the other way around. And I was just thinking, how is this? So as is 182, this is 175. I just cannot wrap my head around why.
It's not something you actually can try to formulate, because you don't know what's going on behind the scene. You don't know what percentage of our old customers are making orders again. Nobody knows. So it can actually be more, it can be less.
Okay.
Do you understand? So it's not something that it's not, what you did was an assumption, it was not based on fact. It was just an assumption. No, so it has to be based on fact, right? And the fact is the data that you are seeing.
That I have, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you only make assumptions when you have viewed the data, and then you can, should I even say, because we are doing analysis now, so assumptions should only be to answer questions that you don't have an answer to, right? So you in the data, there's no answer to it, then you can make assumptions like, you could, in fact, your assumption should still be when so for instance, you just noticed a sudden change in maybe there was a surge or there was a rise, maybe the number of customers we had or something like that. So you can probably say, oh, maybe there was an increase in the revenue, like very, maybe like 200% increase all of a sudden. So you might be tempted to think, okay, maybe in that area more people came, maybe there was a rail transport that was added there, and you are just assuming. But you still need to like really find the fact that what actually happened, that we just had this. But that you cannot find in the data, because the data will not record that they built a train station, so people are moving to that area, and then we had more sales. Your data will not tell you that, but you could assume, but you still need to also, because when you are reporting, you don't report based on assumption that I know. You need to find, except you don't have a clue, then, which in most cases shouldn't be, because there should be a reason. It's called descriptive analysis. So is that descriptive or yeah, I think so. So trying to I hope I'm right. I hope I'm not mixing them together. But yeah, that's that. So I hope that answers your question. So what you did was an assumption, not based on fact. That's why it's like that. Okay. So our time is running. Any other question? Who else has a question? So just to add, okay, we're on break. Sorry, I like to talk. I forgot to go on break. So let me even wait. My video has been. Oh, I've been talking, and I've been mute. So I said my video has been off since. I didn't know. And I was asking if Princess is not on the call. He's the one who asked for the video. Okay, Miriam, yeah, let's have.
Good evening. I got lost in the questions concerning the customer order, although I was having network issues, so I couldn't hear how it was solved. But I work on the formula now and I got it. But I work on the formula I saw on the screen, not the one I think of. I got it. But I was thinking, since the question was orders, and we are joining first name and last name, why is it just the first and the last name and not everything they order? So that we'll be sure these people order. I don't know, maybe you've already discussed about that.
Yeah, we've discussed. That's a very good one. So, but unfortunately, you did not catch it because of your network. So you might need to watch it again. So that was actually why we did all of the explanation using the left join. So the left join already took care of that for us. So we are certain that these customers made orders.
Okay.
The left join and the where orders customer key took care, or use the inner join. So when you use inner join, you are certain that that's what did you see Ayola's solution? Ayoluwa's solution. Did you see?
I lost after the question.
So I think you need to watch the video again. But I love that you are even thinking that way. So it's going to really help you understand it faster. Because when you look at Ayola's solution, Ayoluwa's solution, it was only based on the orders, right? And we are not sure if it's the reverse now. We are not sure if we have those customers on our database. So in order to, I'm already explaining, in order to, so we have to find a join with the customer. So that's the way of validating that those customers are included in our database. But to answer your own question now, to also be sure that those customers indeed made purchase, is why we have used join. Either inner join. So when you use inner join, this works. When you use the left join, this works. So I hope that answers your question. So please, you might have to check the video again for maybe a more elaborate answer. Do you understand?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
So much. Yeah, so I think we can take one more question. So still on this, I would like us to find out, we'll be doing it together again, which product which products, this is question 2 now. Which products have not been sold in 20, so I don't even need to be saying 2022 you should know by now that I mean in all the others. So far so good. Which products have not been sold? Which products have not been sold? Or let me say, how many products, how many, so similar to the first one. So you count them first, and then you not products. You find them, you count them, and then you find the product. So we have 4 minutes for that to do this. Please participate in this. It will really help you. So how many products / which product, because someone can say that this is confusing again. So let me just, how many products have not been sold? Name the product or list the product. All right. So I hope we can be fast with this. We have 4 more minutes. Then let me add one more. Number 3. Who are the customers that, no, we said how many products have not been sold, list the products. Okay, so now the number 3 question is how many products have been sold? So by products, now I mean from our product database. So don't do that. Why am I even telling you the solution? So from our product database now, so how many products have been sold? Have not been sold, list them. Then number 2, how many products have been sold? Then who are the customers that bought them? So you list the customers that bought them. Good. So I think this is really, really tasking. And these are the kind of questions you will get for your mini project. So I'm waiting. I'm giving 8 minutes for everything. So just a clarification about the question: should each customer have made an order for both years to be returned, or if the customer makes an order in either year? Yeah, if he makes an order in either year, because we've already joined the table, the data together. So once his name is in the orders listing, so it means it has made an order in either of the years. I hope you got your answer, Mr. H.I. Williams. Miriam, your hand is up, or the one that has been up. You might want to drop it if you don't have a question. This is what you are paid for as an analyst, for critical thinking. And there's been talk about AI getting the job and all of that. So this is the skill that if you have, AI cannot take your job. Of course, at some point, AI can do visuals. I believe those are not even hard to do. So, but the critical thinking, nobody will take that away from you. So as an analyst, please focus a lot on this. Build your analytical mindset. Think, and you would definitely stand out for sure. Okay. So we have about 3 more minutes. If you don't understand the question, please let me know. Okay, so that's a lot of time. Do we have some codes? Anyone? Anyone? Please on the chat if you have codes or you want me to do it. Anyone? Or you want me to do it? I mean, I can't do it. We will do it together, right? Okay, we're having a quiet class again today. I understand. All right, so let me take it then. So, but we'll do it together, okay? But let me know you are here first. Are you here?
Yes, we are here.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so we have one code. So let's go with that code first. So your code, is it for the first? Okay, I believe it's for the number 2. So let's do it one by one. Let me just indent it here. Come over here. So select, this is your code. So we are using orders now, right? So we've already created it. Here also is orders. So it says select all from products, left join orders on this where product, the product key. So I will leave this one out for now. So let's observe the left join and see the result of the left join. So as you can see, we want to know the products that have not been sold. So if you just try to, I mean, the only way you can know the products that have not been sold is if you check the products that were sold and then you compare it with the list of the products that we have, right? So let's assume we have 20 products. And then in our orders table, we notice that when we do distinct, for instance, maybe about 15 products were there. So it means that there are some products that were not sold. And how do we come to that conclusion? Because we compared it with the database of our product originally. So again, similar to what we did, there has to be a relationship between your products table and your orders table in order to know the products that are not sold, right? So when I do left join of the product first, product coming first means that I want to get the list of all the product first that we have in our database. And then if I do left join with orders, it means that all the products that are in the orders, they will match. And then all the products that are not in the orders, they will be what? They will be blank. So once I see blank now, those are what we are looking for. So when I run this now without the where, and I scroll down, you will notice that we have a match, a match, a match, a match, a match. And then when we got down, we don't have nulls. So apparently, I'm guessing that every product in our list was sold. Is that the case?
Yeah,
When
I noticed that. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if maybe I would need, there's no way I can quickly update this data now. Should I quickly make an update? Okay, let me know if you understand first. You know, if a product is here, a product key, so let's say product key, where's the product key column? This is it. If it's in our product table, and then it's not in our order side, so it means that it's not present. So we'll have null there. But right now, we don't have any null. Do you get that? Do you understand it? Okay. So in this case, it means that there is no, because trying to look at it now, there is no null. So by assuming there was a product that's not there, then there will be null. Okay, so in this case, there is no product like that. Do you understand? Let me know if you understand before I continue. Do you understand, class?
Yes.
Yes. I need like 3 yeses, and I will know that you understand.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, at what point did you say that we were supposed to get a null? And I was just watching it and I didn't get it.
We didn't, yeah, there's no null there. We're looking for it together, but we didn't get any null. So it means that every product that we have in our products key, in our products table, were present in our orders. So let me do something, maybe to make us understand this. Maybe it might. So this is not what you should write. So let me do update. I want to update the table. All right. So this is a data definition. Is it data definition or data manipulation? Yeah, DML. So I want to update the set. You don't need, if you want to write it, you can, but you don't need it. I want us to have some changes here. So set set product key equals to product key equals to 599. Someone said 999. Where product subcategory, no, don't we have that? Where product key equals to 334. So I want to change all this product key that are 334. I want to change that to 500. That's what this code is trying to do. Okay. Okay, someone sent me a message now. He said, when looking at the data, I observed that there were products in the order table that were not in the product table. Like what product? Can you please share with me, sir?
I don't know if, because when I was querying it, I did the reverts and I noticed that there were some product key in the order table and they were not in the product table. I don't know if it was a mistake from my side or
what reverse did you do? What join did you use?
So sort of looking at the orders table and then joining it to the product table.
No. So it has to be product first. If you do orders.
But then in general, it means that on the orders, we had product key because I actually also pulled out all the product key and checked it on the product table. and there were no information there. So what it means is that we had product key on the order table that were not on the product table.
Okay, the reverse now. So
Yeah,
there are some, I think that was the mistake that I did. It was supposed to be the other way around.
Oh, okay.
So what he's saying now is that there are some products that are on our orders that are not on our products listing. Yeah, that I guess that was my intention was this, but I guess I mixed them up while I was preparing the data. Because I was having to, I think I mentioned yesterday that I was really refreshing it. So I guess that was a mistake. So it makes sense. That now, if you are trying to look at the products that we don't have, maybe fake products now, because there are some companies that offers products, and then we see some people go and buy those products, and then try to resell something like that, manipulate. Maybe some of us that work in supply chain might have an idea of what I'm saying. So in that case, you might want to track the fake orders. So it means that if we don't have this product in our products table, it shouldn't be in an order. So that's that case now that he's talking about. So we have that product in our orders. It means customers ordered it, but we don't have that product. So how come? It means something is fishy, right? So, but yeah. So thanks for pointing that out. So you guys can check it. So if you do orders left join product, you'll be able to find this that way. So okay, so I want to run this query now. And what I'm trying to do here is that anywhere we have product key should be 500. We are going to, anywhere we have product key 334, we will change it to 500. You can also write this query if you want to in order to confirm what we are doing. So here now, if I run my select all from customers, from orders now, so let me just do it under it. So if I do select all from orders, okay. So if I run this query now, so if I scroll down, so let me just do, instead of select all, let me do product key. So let me do distinct product key. So we just get all the product key that are there. Okay, so if I do select all distinct product key now, and I scroll down, you see that now we have 500. 500 was not there before, right? So this is what brought it. So it means it's going to take away 334. So we initially had 334, but 334 is no longer there. Now it is 500. You understand what I did? So now in our, I even updated all that, but I've messed on me. What I'm supposed to even update is products, because I want to include a product that we did not sell. So that's what I'm supposed to update, product, not orders. So apologies for that. So I will change this product key to 501, because if we use 500 again, it will find it, since we already added 500 in our orders table, right? That was a mistake. So let me update this. And then when I do select from product, right? So when I select the distinct product key from product now and I run it, I will have 501. So if I scroll down, I have 501. So 334 is different. So now it means what I'm trying to do now, I want us to perfect that question. So what I've added a product to our product table that is not in our orders, which means that they did not order that product, right? Do you understand? So, and that product is 501. So going back to, so all this query now, let me just comment it out so that you know it's not part of the work. Okay, and try to bring them down now. So going back to this our query now, if we run this query again and we scroll down, Mr. Isaac, now take a look. If we scroll down now, because we have a product 501 that is not in our orders table, right? We don't have product 501 in our orders table. So you can see now that we have a null. So this can help us spot that 501 was not ordered. Do you get it now, Mr. Isaac?
Yes.
And I mean, general explanation. Do you understand it now while we're tracking null, right?
Yes, thank you.
All right. So now we have a product that is not in our orders table, which means that that product was not ordered. So to answer the question, it says how many products. So you need to count, right? So, but before we even count, let's first know the product. So in order to get this product out of this whole list, it means you have to, just like what we did earlier, where the product key, products.product key. So it should not be products.product key, sir, because there's no how products.product key will be blank since you are bringing everything from product. Product is coming first now. So you're expecting everything from product. It should be on your other side. So if the product key from the other side is null, Mr. Sunday, your query is wrong, oh, so you know.
Yes. I've seen my error, yes.
Got a wrong query.
Yes, I've seen my error.
That should be happy that this brother is not getting all the queries this morning. So now if we run this now, we will only return that 501 because 501 is the only guy that the product key is null. So going to the question, I said how many products? So that tells you what? Count. So you can see similar to just what we did. Now there's like you are twisting it. So your twisting is based on your requirement, right? And knowing what to do. So when we do it now, you see that there is only one product that has not been ordered, right? So which is interesting. So now the second question says list the product. So this is pretty much easy, right? So all you need to do is what? You can just do list the product. So if I want to list the products details now, I can do products.start. Okay, so it will give me the details of based on the product. You should know that by now. Product.start. It means that all the information from the products table. So this is the product information. So the product is 501. This is the product security subcategory key. This is the product SKU. This is the name of the product. So if it's just only name, you know what to do. Product name, return product name. But let's assume I want all the information about the product. So this is the product. So we can look at it. Why have we not made others? Any order at all based on this product? Oh, the price is really high. You know, you start making decisions and all of that. But this answers the question, the two questions that you have there. Okay. All right. So the third question says how many products. Now we are seeing like a reverse of that question. Please, I will need like 15 minutes. I think I mentioned yesterday, right? So that today we might even need 30 minutes, but I don't think we will need up to 30 minutes. So please spare me about 15 or 20 minutes to just round this up and then we'll go. Please, apologies. Do I have your consent? Do I have your consent?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. So how many products have been sold? So we want to know how many products have been sold. So reverse is the case. So if we want to know products that have been sold, it means that we have the products and then those products are also in the orders, right? Simple. It's just a reverse of what we did here. So let me just copy this code so as not to waste the time. So once I copy this and I paste it here, so what I'm going to do is what? Is not null. So where it is not null, it means that that product has been sold, right? So where that, you remember what we were looking at earlier. So where it is not, I feel like someone is not getting it. So let me just run it again. So let's do this. So let's do this now. So when I run this query now and I scroll down, so we can see that we have null here. So the null here, like we said, is the one that has not been sold. So it means every other one has been sold. It means that non-null. So not null. So we'll get the count of the products that have not been sold. Okay. So which are 271 products have been sold. Sorry, have been sold. So now another interesting question: who are the customers that bought them? Who are the customers that bought this product? So I mean, this one is, I expected this one to be really tricky though. So who are the customers that bought them? So how do I, now that we have the customers, so how do I know? There are several ways to do this, but I want to do it one way, like a final way, to round up the class. So let's think about it logically. How do we know the customers that bought the product? It means that we must have the orders table. In the orders table, we must have the customers that made orders. And then based on the orders, we must know that this particular customer made this particular, bought this particular product. So you are looking at joining how many tables together now? 1, 2, 3. So that's the logic. So we need to find a connection between the 3 tables, because the information you need to get the customer is a customers table. To know which products they bought is based on the order, because it's not just all products, based on a particular order. So it means you are finding a connection between all of them. So let's see how we can do that quick. I know even myself, I'm saturated, but I just need to finish this. So I believe when you watch the video, you would practice and master it. So that's, like I said, there are several ways. When you are doing this, you could try to do it in another way. But what I want to do now, I hope it works. So this is the idea. So I could, since I want to make use of the first question that we did. So since I already know the product, since I can know the products that have been bought, are you following my logic now? Since I already know the product that can be bought, I can just go into my orders table and go and look for the places that those products were purchased. Do you understand? So I can go into my orders now and just look for where those products are. Do you get the idea? So let me show you. So if I do select all, like I said, there are other ways you could do this. You could join all the three tables, but I don't want to join all the three tables together. I want to do something. I want to use subquery to do it this time. So select all from orders. So that is going to answer the question of the lady that was saying an example. So I think this should be a good example to say. So if I do select all from orders, so we have all the orders, right? So these are all the orders. Now, I'm interested in knowing the orders where the products are these products here. Do you understand? This product here, right? This product, this 271 products, I need to find them here. And that's the order I want to return. So it means that, for instance, if product 332 is part of the products that are here, I expect it to also come out. So literally every product here, actually, because every product here is only, okay, good that we even made that mistake of 500. So because I think we have 500 here, right? So 500 is not in our database, so we don't expect 500 to be here. So what I'm going to do now is copy this query again to know, now I want to know the product, right? So let me say name of the product, because the question says how many, so we did count. So let me add a new question. Name of the, it's not like a new question, trying to solve it now. Name of the product. So to find the product that were actually purchased, so I'm going to return their product key. Okay, so if I run this query now, okay, now it's giving me ambiguity, so I need product.product key. Okay, so if I run this query now, I have the 271 products, right? Can you see them? So what I can do now is to say where product key from my orders table now is among this one. So where it is this. And do you remember how we did it? You know, we talked about we can do in, and then you can write the list of the product key. But how will you write 271 products? So subquery. So where product key in, so I can copy all this query now like this, right? And then paste it here. So what is going to do, I mean, you should know this by now. So this subquery will return this list of product, and then this query will just find the orders where the product key is this. Are you getting it now? So when I run this query, okay, let me run this one initially first to see the number of orders we have. So we have 378 orders here. Can you see? So by the time I do this now, it will return 271, which makes sense because these are the places where these orders were made. Don't forget, we have 271 products. Do you get the logic now? So we can confirm that these are the orders that generated this product in our orders table. Okay, are you getting it now? So now that we have those orders specifically, right? What we need is what? Is the customers, right? We are looking for the customers that bought them. So, but here, we only have customer key. Are you getting it? We only have customer key. So I can only fetch customer key from here. But what I want is customer name. So that means I need to find a way of joining this orders table with my customers on, I feel like I've scattered everything. But don't worry, you will get it when you watch the video. So I want to join it with my customer key equals to customers dot customer key. Okay, so when I run this now, I will have more information. So I will not just have all these guys. I will also have details about the name of the customer because I have joined it with the customer. So here now, I can fish out the information I need, which is what? The customer name, the first name and the last name. So instead of writing or returning all, I can just, okay, if I want, I can return customer key just to be on the safe side, comma, then I can return the first name, and then I can return the last name. So when I run this query now, I have, okay, customer key is what? It's ambiguous. So I need to specify which one I want. So you can return customer key from maybe the others table, since it's like the main table on the left, but it's join that we used, so it's fine. So when I run this query, so I have the list of the customer. So these are 85 customers that purchased those products. I've scattered everything. I know, even me, I know that I've scattered it. But when you watch it again, I believe you will get it. How many of us understand it? Let's start from there. So I know how many people I'm taking to my house for holiday, because this is our final SQL class. So nobody got it. Nobody understood it. Hi,
Idris, please, I just want to ask something, which might take you back a bit.
Yeah, I would explain again.
When you added customer product keys to the product table, when we were initially when we're trying to get the number of products that have not been sold. Yes.
This one or the former question?
The former question, not this one, for not sold.
Okay, you know what? Can we give me a moment? Because I just finished this one. So I would go back, but because if I go back and come back again, I just scatter the whole thing. So let me finish this one first, and then I will take your question, okay?
Okay.
All right. So guys, do you understand this one, or I should explain again? Or you will watch it?
No, please explain again.
Where will I start from? Oh my God. Okay. Okay, so let's do it like this. How did I even start? Even me now, the query is confusing me. Where did I start from?
From the name of.
Okay, so let's come here. So the main thing is understanding the problem. If you don't understand the problem, you will not understand the formula. Okay, so if you fall under the category of not even knowing the problem, you might want to take a refresher. But if you understand the problem, then you can follow me. So we asked how many products have been sold, right? So we already know how to do that, okay? Because I will explain this quick exception. So how many products have been sold? We already found the products that have the count of them, right? So we know that there are 271. But the question says that who are the customers that bought them? So that means we even need to know the products that have been sold, not just the account. We need to know them.
Sorry, just please remove your cursor. It's
okay.
Thank you.
All right. So in order to know them, I decided to use this query. So this query will help me know their names or their product key. That's also knowing them. At least you know something about the product. So these are the 271 products that were sold. Okay. So now that we have known the product, the question is who bought them? Because for you to answer this question, you must know the product. That's how you can know who bought them. Right? If you don't know the product, how will you know who bought them? So you need to know the product, then you can know, because the question is to know who bought them, the customers. And where will you find the information about who bought them? In the others table. So we are talking of 3 different tables now. Knowing the products with their key, right? Because you need information about the product, their name, and and then or product key, and then use that product to fish out the customers from your others table, right? So the 3 tables have to work together. So I started this way. I think I might need to cancel all of this again. Okay. So now that you've understood those 3, the joining 3 of them together now, let's start one by one. So I said, let's check first all our orders. Okay, so everything we have in our order. So this is everything we have in our orders. Okay, do you get it? So now our requirement is to get the product key that is here, because we are interested in only these products now, these particular products that we are sure that they bought from our customer list. Are you getting it now? So in order to do that, you use your where clause now, right? You are used to that by now. Where product key, right, from your orders table in, because it's not just one value. We already did subquery today, right? So in, if you did not watch the subquery part, maybe you joined late, you might need to watch it from the beginning. But we touched subquery today of list of values. So that's what we are doing now. So subquery product key in. So this query now will give me the list of the product keys that I want, isn't it? Because if I run it now, you see these are all the product keys. So all I need to do is to put the formula here. Oh, maybe what I should have even asked you. Were you in the class when we did this? Who asked that question? Were you in the class when we did this subquery earlier at the beginning? If you're not there, then you might need to watch that part first. But if you are there, then you are good. So let's continue. So this will fetch me, it's like saying product key in. So the list of all the what now? All the product keys, right? So when we run this query now, it will give me all the orders. Are you there? So these are all the orders for this part. So any product key you find here must have been here. In fact, must be here, not must have been, must be here. Are you getting the logic now? So that's what's going on. But what we need, that's not where we are headed. We are not interested in the order information. We are interested in the customers that bought them based on the question. So for me to know the customer that bought them, the key is not enough, because if I just return customer key now, let's assume I just return customer key and I present this to you as my manager, are you not going to send me out of the office? Because you'll be asking me, who is customer key 14675? How am I supposed to know that? I need their names. If you want to send email to them now, will you say, hello, 14657, we want you to buy our product? I mean, you need their names, right? Whatever you want to do, you need their name. So you should know that by now. If we need a name and it's another table, what do? We join. So it means that this whole result here, this table now, I'm joining it with my customers. Okay. You already know all this join. So I'm joining on orders dot customer key, of course, equals to customers dot customer key. Okay, now we have an error because this is ambiguity issue. So I might want to just do orders. We've done this now like 1 million times, so you should know what it means. So now when I run this query now, okay, don't let me even do customer key. So let me just do star so that we can see all the information. Okay, so when I run all this query now, we see that it did not just stop at giving me the customer key. Now, because I've joined it with the customer details, customer table, now I can also fetch the details of the customer. So even if it's just email address I need to send the email campaign, you can just fetch out only email address. Do you understand? Or you want to study the demographic, you want to see the level of occupation of the kind of people that have been buying your product without even knowing their names. Now you can fetch the occupation and run your analysis. So you've been able to break your whole data now into, based on this, the people that bought our product. These are the, you now check, majority of them are professionals. Okay, now let's target professional customers. So simple. Do you get the idea? So anything you need, because the customer key has helped you from the orders table, you have connected with your customers' details. Now you have more information. But what we need, based on what we are asked, is what? Is the customers that bought them. So I will assume we just need the first name and the last name. Okay. So me, I just added customer key just for adding sake. So I added customer key and then first name and then last name. Okay. Again, there will be ambiguity here. So you might need to just specify that I want it from orders table. All right. So when you run this query now, instead of having all of these things, you only have those three guys come out. And then you can say these are the customers that, how many are they? 85 of them. That's it. So I hope that is correct. Yeah, you might need to watch that again. I know for sure. So this is not the only way. You could actually join all the tables together. So you could try that also. So join the orders table, join it with the customers. We already did joining multiple tables together, right? We did that yesterday. So you could join orders table, but make sure that as you are joining, you are following the logic. So when I join this one with this one, what is the result that is expected? When I join, okay, someone did it. So did you get the same result? The person that did it, James, did you get the same result as us?
Yes, I got 85,
So he used
85 rows.
his query on the chart. So he used 3 joins, and then you got the same thing. I chose to use a subquery, and then I got the same thing. So you can see that different options. All right. So please, you have tomorrow, next Thursday, Friday, as usual, to take a look at this. I'm sure when you watch, when you practice, you will really master it. And then when your project comes, it will help you really master it even much more. So I've shown you the style of the questions. These are the questions will come, something like this. You will need to be able to think first and then bring your thoughts together, right? So you are building from ground up, okay? So no rush work again. If you have been doing rush work, because now you need to take your time, spare time. It's not the work that you rush, because now you are doing analytics. You have left the era of tool. If they ask you now, do you know SQL? Don't you know SQL? Don't you know SQL? Don't you know Excel? You know the tools now. The issue now is critical thinking, analytical skills. That's the issue now. That's what we want to address with these questions. And I believe that once you can scale through this one, the rest is just like banana for a monkey. So just eat the banana easily. So even when you get to Power BI now, when you want to run analysis, this is what you will do. You need to first understand your data, build it, and then you can create a visualization. Those ones are very easy. They don't take time, but this is the main thing. Okay. So let's stop here. Thank you for giving me extra, I think 30 minutes. So I hope you all will practice, and then we would catch up on Saturday as usual, 9 a.m. Central European. Okay, let's take one question. Choma, yeah?
Yeah. Can we have multiple subqueries?
Yeah, I mean, there's no limit to, but you just know that when you get to a reward setting, subqueries slow your work. So you might not, it's not that job using subquery all the time. Everything that has advantages, that has disadvantages too. But at this level, yeah, why not? You can. So far, you're using it well. So I could do where product key in this and or another colon, customer key in, you write another subquery again. You know what I mean? So nobody, so far the query will be running. You are not the one doing it. So it's the query that will be running itself. And if it's correct, yeah, it will give you a result. So yeah. Smile in pain. Who is smiling in pain? Don't smile in pain, no.
Okay, can you try that?
With this SQL, we move. You will be delivered in Jesus' name. Amen. What did you search? I'm not try it yourself. Try it. If you try it and it doesn't work, tell me, because I don't want to confuse more. So we've done enough trials. Okay. So please try it yourself.
Okay, thank you.
Just experiment. So what I was saying is that you might say, okay, now even out of all these people now, you don't want a particular customer. So you can say where product key in this or customer key not in, and then you put the list of the customer. So try it. Or you could even write it. I'll do it. You will get the answer. All right. So let's go. Time is up.
Hi,
so thank you so much, guys.
Sorry.
See you.
We will go. I just want to ask. So it's a yes or no.
Okay.
This combine this thing that James keeps screaming about, so it on the chat section. Are you going to still take us through it? Because
which one is that?
CTE.
No, I'm not taking CTE. Don't mind James. So
the matter one time he does the shout CTE. I call the one that say, you do want my meter.
No, you still need to be, if you don't understand subquery like to the fullest, then why do you want to jump to CTE? So you need to understand subquery first.
I just have to ask. It's not like subquery like this last one you explained, like just explanations are good for me. And if I watch the video, I know I'm going to be good. But
Yeah.
he has been screaming in the comment section. I'm like, hey, Pada Lord.
Just once you master it, probably I would show you. I mean, it's not hard. It's even
I know. I also want to ask that, are you going to take us? If you're not going to take us, no problem. I'll find resources.
No, today's our last SQL class. But maybe when you want to do your project, your complete project, I could touch on it. Or let's do it like this. I will send a video to help you on Alex's channel, so you can watch it then.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
You're already doing advanced stuff already with even subquery. If we check some tutorials, you see that subqueries are on advanced side. So that's why I don't want you to be discouraged. What you are doing is not small. It's not really like you've left the level of just saying. So if it's really tough, yes, because it is tough. So you have to push it. So that's it. Don't be discouraged. Rather be motivated to even, because once you break through like this, trust me, you have become a senior analyst. All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Where's the CTE?
Huh?
Where's the CTE?
You want the CTE? Go.
Where's the video you say you're going to send?
I will send it. But not this week. It will be next week when you guys have finished your project. You need to go and watch this one first. If people have done you. All right.